We always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra foods, always extra for less.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall, to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Pure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients, water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. And of course it feels good. Why does it feel so good? Number one, I'm alive, thank God, because some people wake up dead this morning. Yes, indeed. And then number two, quite frankly, we have so much good things happening around in spite of all the negativity. In spite of all the negativity, we have some good things going on. And it's a pleasure being in your company as usual. And of course, today, Wednesday, and this program is normally aired on Wednesday from 8 p.m. until about 9:30 p.m. or thereabouts. And it's 16 years, they're going into our 17th year. And I can't even count the amount of episodes that we have had, because if you look at that period, and I would say, let us count 1 year off for the time that I was not on air. You would count that 52 weeks by, let's say, 15 years. Justin, calculate that for me. 52 weeks by 15. 52 by 15. And let us see what we get, right? Because 780 episodes. Wow. 180. Maybe when we reach 1,000, I'll call it quits. Maybe. I don't know. But at the end of the day, let's welcome our first sponsor. And of course, welcome our good friend, Style Expression. And remember, I don't have to tell you where you get the best quality tiles. I don't have to tell you where you get the best quality service. I don't have to tell you where you get the widest variety of countertops, whether it be quartz, granite, etc. Of course, it's Style Expression. And they're located right there in Chaguanas. Well, before we get started, there's a young man I want to wish happy belated birthday, Amir, right? Could we get a photo? That is the young man there. And of course, Jesse Amir Mohammed. Happy belated. Let me zoom in, man. The man is sitting down watching this right now. And let me tell you something. Jesse is one of those blessed childs. He was blessed with autism. But at the end of the day, look at that smile on his face. So Jesse, I could imagine how he's reacting right now, seeing himself on television. So Jesse, God bless you, and may he give you many, 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 many more years to come, my dear friend Jesse. All right? So let's start the ball rolling. Let's start it kicking out. You know, when I saw this, I thought to myself, I said, this could be edited. And you're not seeing what I'm seeing? Yep, there is a cow in the back seat. Now, this is not the normal mode of transport. And that cow is telling himself, well, boy, somebody help me, or something going on here. This is Trinidad, you know. This is Trinidad. And I hope and I pray that that animal was not stolen in any way. Let's go again. We're moving along, right along with everything that we need to discuss now. So let's start the ball rolling. Law-abiding citizens, and this is McIntyre, and I stand corrected, but this may be the same McIntyre, this fella here, who was in Shogunas. And come back to me, let me just tell you about this. Remember when they had blocked off Baraka grounds about 3 years ago? And they had blocked off the main road, and we were not even allowed to pass in front to go into our compound. We had to go all the way around for the Wali. And what happened is that when I asked McIntyre, that was the gentleman I recorded the conversation to as well, what was the reason? He said he consulted with the people in the area. I contacted all the business people in the area, and they said, here what happening, they are totally against that restriction. And I told him, I said, but I spoke to the businessman. He said he spoke to the residents in the area. Now, where we are in Shogunas, the only residence is across the road. So I don't know if this is the same in McIntyre, but based on this story, it sounds like the same McIntyre. Because when I talked to the man, he said the residence was the one that said they had no issue and they approved it. So here what happened. Let us read this story now and hear what McIntyre has to say. Law-abiding citizens are being advised to build a safe room inside their homes so they can hide in the event of a home invasion. Now, come back to me, guys. We're going to take this piece by piece now. Firstly, isn't it fact that your home is supposed to be safe? Isn't it fact that that is why you put up a fence? Right? Because just like water tanks, in Trinidad and Tobago, a fence is something mandatory. Right? So you put up your fence. And when you put up your fence, now here what's happening. Lo and behold, bandits still jumping over. Bandits still coming through your gate when your gate opening. So you have to have a permanently closed gate or a gate that only recognizes the people that coming in. Now, a safe room makes sense if you are a drug lord, if you are somebody involved in illegal activity. So when the police come to hold you, or when your partner's in competition with you in the drug trade, come for you, you have somewhere where you and your family could hide because you do not want to be killed. But in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a former acting commissioner of police telling Trinidad and Tobago, or better yet, let's read it, because maybe I could be lying, right? Law-abiding citizens have been advised to build a safe room inside their homes so that they can hide in the event of a home invasion. A safe room, also known as a panic room, is a fortified room that is installed in a private residence or business to provide a safe shelter or hiding place for the inhabitants in the event of a break-in, home invasion, tornado, terror attack, or other threat. Well, in Trinidad, we have no problem with tornado. Terror attacks is something that the opposition and the government does make up. Like, for example, when election are wrong, you hear about carnival terror plot. And one is that you had one other thing with this and that and all the other, you know what I mean? Where you have former Prime Minister Prado and all that being stopped and, you know, a whole set of make-up thing. But anyway, let's go back to that. Right? Let's go back to that again. Within your household, secure a little room into which you can retreat. Right? as a place of safety in case of home invasions. I'm talking about a small prison, right, wrong, blocker wrong, vent on top, a steel door without bars. Just flush to lock inside, he explained. Inside you must have 3 or 4 bottles of water, 2 or 3 packs of Cricks, salted biscuits, a flashlight and a cell phone. A small cell phone, that is, if you have to stay there for a period of time. That will buy some time and give you a certain level of safety, the former cop said. You know, come back to me. This is our former commissioner of police. And this is his advice to Trinidad and Tobago. And all you wonder why we are in a mess in this country? Before the man say that here what happening, we have failures such as Rowley, we have failures such as Hines. We need to do better in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The police officers right now who are criminals, those who rob people, let the DPP and others act swiftly, and matters that are before the courts, charge them, get rid of them from the system. Before this man says something good, this man is talking about, you know what, the failure of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. He has a former acting commissioner of police coming out to tell you that you have to build a safe room. Who going to give already money to build the safe room? What, McIntyre father? Who going to give you the money? You don't even have money for groceries right now. Electricity rates gone up right now. Everything going up. But my boy, they want you to go and build a safe room. People can't even afford to buy toilet paper. And toilet paper, don't even talk about toilet paper the other day. Long time when I pick up a roll of toilet paper, I used to hold the toilet paper roll so. Now I had to hold the toilet paper roll like this now. The toilet paper roll is actually half of the thing what is holding the holder in your toilet now. So even toilet paper gain pressure. This is where we reach. And this one talking about safe room. Enough time for years. Anyway, let me welcome Neil Shaz, and of course I'd like to thank Neil, one of the directors there at Neil Shaz, for his Swiss service quite today. So I'd like to thank you so much. And remember, if you have a BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Volvo, and you need parts, you need service, remember to give them a call, 680-0734. And of course, they carry original and replacement as well. Let's go again. Now, this is why there's getting more vexed. Imagine a Felicity watch group saw some suspicious-looking people. And one is that the car hit 2 humps in the vicinity of the Felicity area, right, when these fellas and them observed the vehicle, and then the vehicle swerved. The vehicle then hit 2 humps in the vicinity of the SDMS Hindu School, where it broke one of the front wheels and crashed into the pavement and collided with a wall. Juku said the driver fled and the passenger came out disoriented and had to be assisted, right? The watch group people found it suspicious that the car was running, and the key, there was no key in the ignition. So that car either had juju or some serious zombie breads. Right? So let us go to the other part of that story. The watch group became suspicious at that point and called the police. And here they had us. Juku said the Chaguanas police said they had no vehicles and to leave the occupants there. When I tell earlier that we have donkey run in this country, and when I tell earlier that we have donkey in the police service, I ain't joking, you know. Because here what's happening, based on this, imagine that you put your life at risk, and I commend the residents in Felicity. You hold somebody who allegedly stole a vehicle or who was caught doing something nefarious, and you decide to do the right thing, but they don't have a vehicle. But to go and pick up the inspector girl in one of them stations, and them, like what they used to do, the Spanish inspector. You remember he? Yes, he used to let the officers and them go and pick up the girl all over the place. Espanol Inspector. Yes, that was the man, but they had plenty of vehicle to go and do that. He had caddy boys running all over the place. Right? And what means that nobody are talking about that. To go and buy stuff from Price Smart and buy alcohol, they have vehicle for that. But they do not have vehicles to go and look after this, because you see police station that's closed up at 8 p.m. and open back at 7 in the morning when they had to wipe the yampy off their eye. Let's go again, guys. Semi-nude body found in the capital. The public's help is being sought to identify. And what I want you to do, guys, there's a statement made by Tony. Right, good. You'll come back to this. Thank you very much, Justin. We'll come back to this. Right? The public's help is being sought to identify the body of a woman who was found at the Queen's Park Savannah. The semi-nude corpse was discovered around 6:30 p.m. on May 8 in the vicinity of the cricket nets, which is located close to the paddock, an area which normally has people frequented. The victim, who is of African descent and was said to be in her late teens, had been clad in a pink top alone. Her underwear and remaining garments were found strewn near her body, while her weave was also found ripped off and tossed nearby. The sad reality, this is somebody's daughter, right? And her body was found in a crouched position, which means that literally she was begging for her life. And this is where we have reached. In the capital, right? In the capital, remember the Japanese pan player who also died? Right? It brings back a little memories of that. But you see, in the capital city, which is supposed to be the safest, where you're supposed to have the most protection, where you're supposed to have the most cameras, where you're supposed to have the most police, because if there's one area that cannot burn down is Port of Spain, oh, sorry. I apologize, because there are people who have permission to do it. Because remember, plenty of people protest and light fire in Port of Spain, and they don't get charged. Because remember in Trinidad, the criminals, the drug lords, the gun dealers, all these people, right? They are supported by the present government. Remember, contracts as well. But we can leave that right there, right? Because everybody knows what we're talking about, right? It's nothing new. Let's go to that post by Tony Chow-Linon. How can a young girl go to the redemption concert? Don't come home. It's now Wednesday night. All over the news is the body of a young girl found in Savannah, and nobody came forward to identify her. Nobody missed her. No family, no friend. She went out by herself. A lot of things bothering me about Trinidad and Tobago right now. Now, guys, I want you to get the statement by Brian Lara, please. Right? I want you to, right, because all of a sudden now, cricket legend Brian Lara had broken at state of crime. We had 600 murders last year. What happened? His heart was good. His heart was functioning at full capacity. All of a sudden now you get heartbroken. Give me a bloody break. That place, what you should be heartbroken about, Lara, is that stadium. That is what you should be heartbroken about. We have had murders year in, year out, and all of a sudden now you decide to open me a trap. All of a sudden now they're calling for more public figures. Public figures will do what? All them Calypsonians and them will do what? All them soca artists will do what? All them chutney artists will do what? When the PNM call them to sing, they will go and sing, even though the PNM is the greatest disease that this country has ever seen. COVID want nothing with the PNM. The PNM and its management has taken more lives than COVID in the whole Western Hemisphere, in Trinidad and Tobago. The problem with us is that we have become so immune that now, I am on one of the chats with Inspector Alexander and other people. I'm on that chat with them, and we get it live, we get it raw. The murders are talking about man with a skull bust open, man with all the gizzard and liver and everything outside. We see everything. And I telling myself, but wait now, right? What really going on here? Now, strangely enough, somebody passed something on to me today, and it's allegedly somebody who was kidnapped and was saved, right? This is, now here what happening. This is the audio recording of the gentleman. In fact, hear what, guys? Hold the recording, right? Hold it, right? Because what happens is that I don't want to distress anybody tonight, and what happens is that Tat called me today to tell me that I'm a concession ready, so we go get them at least someone before they have to write letter again. All right, so we go get them a little break. So hold our recording, all right? My concession supposed to be ready. I'm a 10-year concession for IBN, supposed to be ready since January. Look at when we get it in May, almost ain't getting it, all right? Anyway, let me just welcome RPM Express Couriers, the #1 company for top-of-the-line service when it comes to sending your packages. No matter if it's small so or big so, send it to RPM. #1, you're getting it on time from Miami. Number 2, excellent rates. And number 3, you cannot beat the service. Even if they have to open on a Saturday, they'll be able to just do it, especially when they have a little backlog or there's a problem, in the local network. All right, so give them a call, 2244 RPM, rpmexpresscouriers.com. Let's go again, guys. Oh, somebody give me this man number, right? This is Pundit. Could somebody WhatsApp me his number now, please? I would like to speak to him now, please. His name is Pundit Rudranath Maharaj. Now, you know, I would like to commend this gentleman, right? So while I am discussing this, I am sure that somebody could send me his number. Oh, yeah, good. Come back to me. Somebody send me, thank you very much, Cameron. Somebody send me, they send me this. Police could get a plane, but they can't get a car in the police station. That is correct. To go and abduct a man and bring him from Barbados. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Right? So let's go back to that other arm. Right. So if someone could send me his number, please. I would like to speak to him. Here we go. Yes, sir. Right, here we go. Oh, let me just say come back to me. Come on. Let me just hail out a person who is visually impaired. Mala from Sangre Grande, right? Let me tell you something. You may not have sight, but what you have is a heart of gold. And I would like to thank you so much for the years that you have been viewing. You know, Moody told me about it, and I would like to thank you so much for the years that you have been listening to this program, for years, you have been listening to this program. So thank you so much, Mala. God bless you. Right? And that's Mala from Sangre Grande. All right, so let's go back to that. And of course, like I said, I want the number for the Pundit. So before the next 10, 15 minutes, if somebody could send that to me, please. And that's, right, here we go. Right, yes. So the Pundit concerned about the murder count, which has crossed 200. Well, it's about 220 right now. A San Fernando Pundit is calling on citizens to be part of a march or motorcade and rally to demand change. At a service on Sunday at the Krishna Mandir on Todd Street, Pundit Rudranath Maharaj said he hoped the event would ignite a flame or hope and send a strong message to politicians and leaders that they are failing and that citizens have had enough. We see our independent institutions and stakeholders and office holders, being challenged and being attacked and our democracy undermined. And we see leadership at all quarters and every corner that has failed, as he said. All it takes is proper, listen to this, all it takes is proper, effective, meaningful leadership to get us out of this abyss that we are in. And the journey has to start somewhere, he said. He said, for me, it really was the icing on the cake when the Prime Minister, in the face of all this, said, I am going to play golf in Barbados. It was really like a slap in the face. That is true, because the Prime Minister basically said, to hell was with all you. I go in and play golf, I go on. Shoo. So I would like to commend this Pundit. Right? So, again, anyone has his number, send me his number, please, so that I could contact him directly, please. Somebody is saying here, Shagwana Station can't even find the accident report for their daughter. Oh, good boy, here what happening, eh? Zakir. Zakir. Tell Justin, call this number. Watchman. Take a note of it fast. Right? Right, tell him call this number for me now. All right. Now, I would like to thank, boy, let me tell you, and this is what I tell you. This program has over 400,000 viewers. In less than a minute, I asked for a telephone number and I got it. And I would just like to acknowledge, I wouldn't mention the number who sent it to me, but I would like to thank, is Mr. Ratiram. Thank you so much. Mr. Ratiram Kevin, my attorney at law. That is a man that deserves senior counsel. That is a man that deserves senior counsel, my brother. Right? My brother. Right? So, yeah. Good.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Is this Pundit Rudranath Maharaj?
Yes, it is.
Pundit, how are you, sir? The name is Inshan Ishmael. I'm calling you live for my program here on IBN. How are you, Panditji?
I'm very well, Mr. Ishmael. I'm quite surprised. Well, good night to you and good night to your viewers on the program.
Well, I do hope that I'm not calling you at an inopportune time, Pundit.
No, not at all.
Good. I do apologize for bombarding your phone, especially this hour, but I was so pleased to have read in the newspaper about your anger and the pain that you are feeling right now and wanting to do something about what is taking place in our country. And you made some very important points. And what happened is that I like the part where you said, for me, it really was the icing on the cake when the Prime Minister, in the face of all of this, said, I am going to play golf in Barbados. It was really a slap in the face. I want to ask you a question, Pundit.
Yes.
Why are we in Trinidad and Tobago afraid to stand up and speak out, afraid to hit the streets? I mean, you being someone who in a leadership position religiously, you may have spoken to members of your flock. You may have, been, doing things on the side. Why it is Trinidadians are so lackadaisical? Why we won't get up?
Well, I wouldn't use the word lackadaisical. I think Trinidadians are persons who generally believe the good in people and believe in their leadership to point a direction. And I think within recent times, persons in Trinidad and Tobago have become disenchanted with many things, disenchanted with leadership at all levels. And I think right now that sense of hopelessness is pervading the society. But I think if some level of hope is offered that there's a majority of the population thinking along the same vein, that Trinidadians and Tobagonians themselves would become more aware of the power that they have within themselves and be able to demand more, not only of each other, but demand more of leadership and institutions in this country. And I think once that awareness arises and we move away from things that divide us and move towards things that unite us, that we will become the beautiful place that we once were.
You had mentioned that you're looking to put together something of a motorcade, but I noticed that you want to concentrate it in South, which I will deal with you for, because one is that it is something that I want to be part of. So if I have to take up temporary residence at your place to be part of this, I am willing to be part of it, because I think it's about time that we all come together.
Well, Mr. Ishmael, you and all of Trinidad and Tobago are welcome to join. It is really meant to be an initiative that would hopefully spread throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. So while we are making an initial baby step in San Fernando, the hope is that when people see the message and they, feel the same way as I'm sure we all do, that message will spread throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, and that similar and even larger events would be planned. But more than being planned, that it would lead to a real change in this country and deal with some of the pressing issues that need to be addressed. And top of that list right now is the issue of crime and security.
But let us look at what are some of the major concerns. What would you list are three of your major concerns in Trinidad and Tobago right now? Your three top concerns.
I think safety is paramount, and that lends itself to a number of different things. The state of the economy is another one, because that fosters in terms of hope. And I think the integrity and honesty of persons in society is a number three.
Excellent. Well, Pundit, I tell myself, boy, I had to call you because, you are one of the few leaders speaking out, and I commend you for that. And as I said before, when this event is being planned, let me know. My station is at your disposal. However we could assist, we have a 45-foot digital billboard. Whatever it is we can do to assist you, you have our support 100%, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ishmael. We will be calling upon you, and I want to wish you and your viewers and indeed all of Trinidad and Tobago a very safe and a very pleasant good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pundit Maraj. Take care. Of course, that was the voice of Pundit Maraj. Of course, he's making a call for things to change, for things to get better. Now, you know what is interesting, right? And others hate upon my own community. Eh? But you know what? I was reminded by a woman in Sama. I am calling her name. But she wears a niqab, a very slim woman. Right? Zaki, you know who I'm talking about. I was reminded by her. Always speak out. Do not back down. Right? Forget what the leaders don't do. Do what you have to do. And for me, I have, in my community, we have men who are interested in becoming senators more than they are interested in making a difference in the country, even though they had the shortest senatorial position in history, right? The reality of it is that I am seeing my community where a lot of our leaders have become docile, because what happens is that they are studying, boy, the e-check is due next year. I can't talk against the government. Or better yet, me and the Prime Minister is partner. Me and this one is friend. How I go do that? I can't do that. And this is something that has to change. Because while we are studying our position with the people in government because of all the kakada that we could get, the country is falling apart. And again, I would like to commend people. Pastor Dutton is one of them who speaks out as well. And if you really think about it, in my community, there's no one except me. Is there anybody else here? Not one person, no mufti, no Maulana, nothing that speaks out. But try and sell chicken that's not halal and you're certified now. Oh, they will come down after your throat. Let's go again, guys. Proprietor beaten and set on fire. Business set on fire and robbed of money, cell phone. Imagine a proprietor who was set ablaze during a robbery at his business place on Friday afternoon. He's recovering, and I hope that he's going to be almost 100% soon, because imagine, because he did not tell them where the location of the DVR was, they light the man a fire and they light the business place too. And this, our government really don't have a problem with what is taking place in this country, because here what's happening. The present commissioner, God bless her, I believe she's a strong woman. I believe she means well. But the problem is that she does not have the respect of the senior male officers, because here what's happening. Those officers are different breed, especially the crooked ones. They're getting away with murder right now because at the end of the day, a female police commissioner, they believe that she deserves to be there, so they don't respect her at all. And that is a problem that many men have, especially in the service. And I believe that when the present commissioner, when her time passed recently, in fact this month, they should have done a replacement. They should have, with somebody who was strong, somebody who was forceful, and this is not in any way to make the less of that. But the fact is that somebody like Philbert, when you talk, you start to tremble. But again, the Prime Minister going to have a say in that, and we all know how that does go down, right? Let's go again, guys. Almost 4 years after the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government announced an internal audit into 7 reputed gang leaders in North Trinidad who received $6 million in contracts at People's National Movement Control Regional Corporation, Line Minister Faris Al-Rawi is mum on the outcome. And this is from The Guardian. The previous Rural Development and Local Government Minister who initiated the audit also refused to comment. So imagine 7 gang leaders, reputed gang leaders, who got over $6 million in contracts. So here what's happening. All you see who feeding the criminals. All you see who giving the criminals the money to buy guns to come and rob all you is the PNM. And by the way, how come PNM people don't call my program again? I have noticed that all they don't call at all again. I know all you really can't challenge based on facts. Because what facts are they going to present? When I tell Ole we have 600 murders, are they going to lie and say it's 300? When I go and say the economy is falling apart, are they going to lie and say no, things looking good? Let me go again. How about when we talk about contracts for gang leaders, when I talk about that, are they going to say no, that is false news, that is thing I'm making up? What are they going to talk about? So tonight, Ole try and call now, because I'm missing earlier. A real missing earlier. I want Ole to call and let we discuss, not quarrel, because you know others like to quarrel, right? Let me call and let we discuss. I want to have a little discussion with some of my P&M people tonight. Let me just welcome our good friends at, all you know this play, right? Home Mart, True Value, and remember, SPC Flooring. These are some prices that you could get. You could check them out at pillaistore.com. 10 by 12, 12 by 12, 10 by 10, you name it. When it comes to SPC Flooring, that is the prices that you get in, and you can't be that nowhere. All right, so give them a buzz, folks. Let's go again. Here we go. Keep that ready because that have plenty information. Here we go. The coordination of the travel to Barbados of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and their return with Mr. Thomas was coordinated by CARICOM Impacts, right? Barbados AG points finger at TTPS Impacts, rejects claim Brent Thomas was abducted, reveals no extradition request made. Now, come back to me. This is where we are at in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, for you to depart with a plane, you must get clearance. Not only that, it must be manifested who is on board, how many souls on board, what is the plane number, where you're going, your travel must be approved. Before you land, they will not allow you to land unless you have clearance. They will not allow you to depart. They will not allow you to exit until you pass through all necessary protocols. Trinidad and Tobago, we have a plane to go and pick up a man and abduct a man, right, the TTPS, but we don't have any station for people being robbed, for people being murdered, for people being raped. And as I said before, and I will continue to say, we are a bunch of idiots for allowing this thing to continue. We are a bunch of fools for allowing this thing to go on so long. Today, in fact, for the month so far, 4 brand new police vehicles mash up. Today I saw X-Trail, the whole back right-hand side mash up. And I tell myself, nobody will be held accountable for that. But not only that, you know, yesterday I was driving and I was blinded by these blue lights again. And I tell myself, these people can't be so stupid because under the tenure of Gary Griffith, we were given one of the lights to fix, one of the blue lights on our police vehicle to fix, to see if we could get it to dim. And when we contacted the company, something federal, I forget the name of it. When we contacted the company, we realized there's nowhere for this one to adjust. In other words, it was one of the cheapest lights that was bought, and it only have one intensity. In other countries, you hook it up to the park light, and when you put on the park light, it dims automatically. The ones we have in Trinidad, it's non-dimmable, at least the ones that I've seen and hearing about. God help us. Something as simple as that. Let's go again, guys. You know, I don't know what to say. He get an oral report from the police commissioner. And that oral report, if he has to report on it, he has to report on it orally. Because it is an oral report. And only in Trinidad do you hear a minister of national security telling you that he received an oral report from the commissioner of police. If this is not the height of stupidity, I don't know what is. And we take that and we wind to the left and we say, give me more. Let's go again, guys. When I saw this, I say, okay, the Express probably doing an article or something for the ministry, and or you know, they are probably doing a write-up. But then I saw the same thing in another gazette, and then Same thing. So we are spending $15,000, $16,000 probably, or even more, per page, full color, to put this. Let us see what we put up there. Let me see. Right. Zoom in. Check the improvement now, man. Oh, let's check the improvement. Probably PVC board or something. They make an area cubicle for somebody to sit down. Okay, wait. What is that improvement about it? The one with the little wood desk. Zoom into that there for me. Where is a phlebotomist? It could be a phlebotomist. But what is the improvement there, please? That they now have a wood table that could house probably 4 injections and 1 vial and easy size. What is the improvement there? Boy, if there is a doctor there, boy, you should be ashamed to be in that photo. If I was you, call and tell them to remove you. This, what's the improvements here? This, 1 little room with 12 chairs, that is improvement. This, and by the way, all of a sudden now, the Ministry of Health putting up signs all over, and I want to know who getting these contracts for all the signs all over. We move in and all them things. Wait, pull up on that left picture for me. What auntie doing in the corner there? What improvement it have there? What is the improvement? She get a telephone, she get a computer with a monitor. What is the improvement? And look on the right-hand side, that is improvement. Imagine that. Boy, I don't know. This country really run by Cornholio and company, yes? Let's go again, guys. Guys, I want you to get everything. In fact, let us take our first break, and when we come back, we will be discussificating silk. We will be talking about silk. And I would like to thank our good friends at True Value Home Mart for sponsoring this segment. And of course, remember, you don't only get SPC flooring. You get everything for your house. You get vacuum, pressure washer, ladder. In fact, if you want people to help you, you could talk to Mr. and Mrs. Pillai and they will help you out. Right? So give them a check. They're right in El Socorro Maiden Road in Sawa, 638-3722. Give them a call. We'll be back right after this.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 41-10 jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare. Ronix.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients. Water. and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back, my friends. Of course, you're watching Breaking Barriers. Now, two things. About a month ago, we opened up a new spot at Baraka Grounds there because we were getting many complaints, right? So there's about certain things. So we have a new spot there at Baraka Grounds. And we decided here we would send it out for people who are interested. Now, what happened is that we got maybe about 14 people who were interested, but out of the 14, 7 of them wanted to bring items, which of course we don't deal with. Things like pork and blood sausage and all those kind of things, of course. And then also, quite a few were questionable in regards to the type of products they carry. Now, as I said before, at Baraka Grounds, everything is halal. I would not get a halal certificate because I'm not stupid. I don't believe in that dotishness because I'm a Muslim first. So you don't have to be halal certified. So this is the last chance. If anybody is interested in a spot, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to do something great with that. So let me know, 6844762, and you could WhatsApp me if you are interested. Right? Of course, you must comply with the rules and regulations there, and everything must be halal, and we will verify that. All right, so let's continue here, guys, and let's, of course, welcome our good friends at Automax. And Automax is going to push their what now, guys? The Automax detergent. Wait. How come I never get a pack of this to test, right? Hello. All you need to send the product from it to test, right, at Baraka Grounds. So we gotta check it out ourselves. But everything that Automax carries is high quality, and I bet you, without never even using it as yet, by the way, I bet you when you put it in water and you feel it, it gets warm and it heats up. And you know what's the hardest way? I was telling somebody the other day, my mother, Amina Ishmael, God bless her, fantastic woman. My mother, when she used to wash clothes, she didn't have a washing machine. She had a joking board and a sink with ribs where you used to joke the clothes. And here happening, I could have get 100 pounds of grease on that. That could have paint on it. When my mother passed through that pants or that jersey, it getting clean. And the only thing my mother used to use was Breeze detergent at that time. But it have good detergent now that cost him plenty less like Automax. But nowadays, them young girl and them, they using Gain, they using Tide, and then they using, and here happening, they coming without scent. And then you had to buy thing with scent one side. And then you had to buy static guard, because here happening, when the washing machine wash it now, again static. And then when you're done, you had to do something extra. You had to, I really don't know, you know. 10 different things. That was say bring back the long time days, you know. Long time they wash your clothes with one pack of Breeze, and here what happening, you're good to go. You have no problem, because here what happening, you're smelling like goat and it getting covered up because the Breeze covering that up. But like I said, thank God for people like Automax who's going to change, you know, the cost of these things, and, you know, with high quality products, you could save. Let's go to our slides, guys. Here we go. The president's family connections were not a consideration in the prime minister's decision on whom to bestow silk. Now, that statement alone validates and verifies that the prime minister was the one who had a say in who got silk, right? So let's go again. Given the criteria used, the Prime Minister said at a news conference at the Diplomatic Center St. Anne's yesterday, I would want to know where the individuals stand in their profession, not who their family is. not who married to who, not who is their cousin, uncle, or brother. Here, who talking, eh? Keith Rowley, the same man who used to talk about nepotism and all that kind of thing before, and all of a sudden he mouth twists. Let's go again. Talking totally different now. The Prime Minister was addressing the criticisms of his decision to award silk to Kerwin Garcia, President Christine Kangalu's husband, and Colin Kangalu, the president's brother. He said there were a number of considerations, not the least of which is total professional integrity. Further, the PNM had criticized former Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar for giving herself silk in 2013, right? The Prime Minister lamented that Persad-Bissessar was attacking the president's husband, who I have not heard a single negative comment about his professional capacity. And that is fact. At the end of the day, we have never heard anything negative. Come back to me, guys, and then we'll go back to this. Now, let me say on the onset that the Kangalu family is one of the most respected families in Trinidad and Tobago. Christine Kangalu has made some faux pas when she was in the Senate, and there were some decisions that she made I will disagree with. But when it comes to the Kangalu family and their reputation in Trinidad and Tobago, very few families could maintain that level of integrity. Now, where this thing is concerned now is our next story, is a whole different kettle of fish. But let us continue and we'll go along the road with this, right? You can forget that one. Let's move on to the other one. Right. In 2022, in a letter, Israel Khan said Persad-Bissessar, who is a senior counsel, had no shame and was not a leader of the inner bar. He said he was not a member of the UNC but supported the party and recognized Persad-Bissessar as its leader. I accept and know that you are an extremely strong woman, an astute and cunning politician who deserves a second chance to be Prime Minister of this country. But he said he did not recognize her as a leader of the inner bar, neither civil nor criminal, as a leader of the criminal bar. He does not accept or recognize her as an attorney deserving the status of senior counsel. Now, what Israel Khan is saying there, there's a lot of merit to what he's saying, because at the end of the day, if silk is based on your professional life, how many cases have Kamala Persad-Bissessar won? How many major stumbling blocks have she overcome in terms of winning cases which almost changed or challenged the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago? And we could ask so many other questions. But let us go back to that story. Right? He questioned her receiving the honor of silk, asking for particulars of her practice as an attorney. Khan further told her, you are an experienced politician and politics has a morality of its own. And in your quest to undermine and thus destroy the credibility of your opponent, Dr. Keith Rowley, you are attacking the merit, ability, and integrity of his chosen Attorney General. Now, come back to me. Now, I want you to understand that what he said is quite factual. Because Kamala Persad-Bissessar, I can't remember the last time she was in court. I can't remember the last time she won a case. I can't remember the last time she was involved with a case from since 2010 to now. So how did she get silk? And that is a question that everybody needs to ask. Let's go again, guys. Next one. Now, the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago, right, basically said that they were asked about the optics of some of the appointments. The AG replied, I consulted with the CJ before I made my recommendations to the PM. I also spoke to Mrs. Sibaran Sweet as LAT president, who, to her credit, recused herself because she was one of the names under consideration. She passed that baton to other senior members of LAT with whom I had discussions. Now, this is what the AG is saying, right? The LAT wishes to state that the Council of LAT, the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago, was invited by the Honorable Attorney General to consult on the applications for admission to the rank of senior counsel. And a subcommittee of the council, excluding those members who had applied for admission, was established. In other words, those who had applied for silk, they were not included in this subcommittee to discuss those people who were to be given silk, right? Now, which makes sense. You recuse yourself. A decision was taken by the subcommittee to discuss with the Honorable Attorney General the setting up of an independent committee headed by the Honorable Chief Justice to consider these applications, which in any sensible country, which in any modern country, you would think that is the best thing to do. Because here what's happening now. That is like you have a barber who does cut your hair, and you're going by he and ask him what brand of grease to use for your car. Where's the best brand of oil to use for your car? Maybe he's a mechanic / a barber. Or maybe it is you're going by your dentist and you're telling him, boy, here what's happening, eh? I want to put an extension to my house, and I have maybe a 12 by 6 beam, and I want to know if the load rating on that beam could take an extension. Your dentist will look at you stupid, and hit you a slap, or probably knock you out and do what he had to do, because he said, nah, this man can't be that dotish. So the Law Association is telling the Attorney General, they are telling the Prime Minister, here what's happening. Those people who decided that they are applying for silk, we understand, let them recruit themselves. And what we will do, we'll form a subcommittee of independent people who did not apply, and they will go through the vetting process. Because quite frankly, these are the people who would know the people who are applying for silk. Because as a member of the Law Association, they would know how many reports they have against certain attorneys for crookery, because there are attorneys in Trinidad and Tobago involved on crookery, and we have seen it in the Gazette. So the fact is that they would know if they have any pending matters. Because here what happened, it would be rather embarrassing that all of a sudden, one or two of those persons who you gave silk to, all of a sudden you find out that that person is our old thief. And the Law Association was investigating it. And the fraud squad say, yes, in 2 weeks' time, yes, we investigated and that person is our old thief. It could embarrass the government. But then again, with the leaders and the members of parliament they have in government, that is an embarrassment by itself. But, so let's go again. And this is in concluding their letter. The Law Association was informed in writing by the Honorable Attorney General that the Honorable Prime... Yeah, let me read that back. Make a big mistake there. The Law Association was informed in writing by the Honorable Attorney General that the Prime Minister had declined the Law Association's request to meet. So in other words, the Prime Minister did not want to meet with the organization who has oversight of all the lawyers in Trinidad and Tobago, who people report to. And all you're telling me that this man is not a megalomaniac, and all you're telling me that this man does not have dictatorial tendencies, and all you're telling me that we are not going down a slippery slope right now. Let me just welcome Mitsui Limited, and of course Mitsui Limited is where you get all the quality brands, and the quality brands we're talking about is Mitsubishi Electric, and we're talking about you're getting 12,000 BTU, 18,000 BTU, 24,000 BTU, 36,000 BTU, 1 ton, 5 ton, 10 ton package units, and once you get in the Mitsubishi brand, you know you're good to go, because this is Japan's #1 brand with 10 years warranty on parts and labor. No other unit comes close. None. All right, so let's go again, guys. Now, you see these two fellas on them here? I personally, I want to say that I know these two fellas. Jagdev Singh, Kelvin Ramkissoon. And to me, come back to me, guys. You know what is shameful? Some people in this country have no shame. And I would like to state categorically that the president, whom I have a lot of faith and trust in, because I believe she will make a difference. Madam, you're going down the wrong road. You're going down the wrong road because it's looking shameless. It is embarrassing that you now going in the president's chair. You haven't had time to even heat up the chair. Or as my mother used to say, you had time to hot up the chair a little bit. And your husband and your brother get silk. Don't you think it would have been more professional for you to step aside? Firstly, and let somebody else confer whatever on them. That is number one. And number two, which is more important, why it was so hard for them to wait a year or two and then award them with silk. Why it is all you had to do it now? Because the optics does not look that good, especially when you have people like Jagdev Singh, one of the top criminal lawyers in this country, in fact, in the Western Hemisphere. What is the problem? You have a personal problem with Jagdev Singh? Jagdev Singh grew up in Bamboo, and he didn't get no special treatment from UE, and he didn't get no special thing from anybody to become an attorney. Jagdev Singh worked his tail off. I know. In fact, we grew up with every single member of his family, with Luls and all of them. And this young man, besides being an avid sportsman, he had his head on. Always had his head on. And one thing I could tell you is that that gentleman, if anybody deserves silk in this country, it was Jagdev Singh and Kelvin Ramkissoon. In fact, if I go to talk about Kelvin Ramkissoon now, okay, done, because Kelvin Ramkissoon qualified to be a senior counsel 5-10 years ago. So much less now. So how come we don't see this? That these two fellas who applied for senior counsel, who applied for silk, were kicked in the backsides, and the president brother and the president husband get it, and we don't see that as a problem. But people, no, this is not to say that these fellas, the president brother and husband, not deserving, you know. Here what happening, them two fellas, you can't say nothing bad about them two fellas and them, because them two fellas and them skilled and qualified. But it does not look good. Oh gosh, man, it doesn't look good. And I don't know about you, but that is where I stand. But we'll move on for that, because you know why? People like me, we just quarrel for nothing. Let's go again, guys. Oh, the waste of time, rubbish meeting that they had, that they could have had over Zoom. They could have had a Zoom meeting to discuss it. According to Rowley, when asked in Parliament, Rowley replied that the recent two-day CARICOM crime symposium, it was really a crime because we get robbed in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? We get robbed. They rob we blind. You're going to see some of the figures. The recent two-day CARICOM crime symposium held at the Hyatt Regency cost the country $1.5 million, said Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley as he responded to questions in Parliament on Wednesday. Imagine. And then Stuart Young comes now to say that the two-day crime symposium actually cost $3.4 million. The Prime Minister didn't take certain things into consideration. For example, the Prime Minister mentioned that he went Massey. I'm just using an example here, right? A far-off example. The Prime Minister probably went by Massey, and when they asked him how much he paid for the car, boy, it's a Volvo, I pay $600,000. Next thing you know, you find out that the Prime Minister paid $950,000 because he didn't count the wheels, he didn't count the doors, he didn't count the airbag, he didn't count the dashboard. But here what happening, he tell you he paid $600,000 for the car. That is how stupid that statement by the Prime Minister was. But here we go. The total cost estimated at this stage, and that is at this stage, because there are more to come, is $3.4 million, which means that it has plenty more to come. The $1.5 million given by the PM is the direct cost for the symposium, which is absolute stupidity. These other costs are invitations, $5,000, dinner, $60,000. Dinner for how many people? Team uniforms, $25,000. What team uniform? Who get a contract? What uniform? What are we wearing on? Jacket and tie or what? An event planner, $140,000. Display of NGOs, $50,000. Website content development, $100,000. You could have sourced this from abroad or anybody down here, and they would have done that for $10,000. Social media, media monitoring. Somebody to Mako war going on over social media, $100,000. But here they are this, because this is where I have skills in photography and video editing. Come back to me, guys. Now let me explain something to you. most people these days, especially people in the video field, you record in something called RAW format, or you record in 4K or 8K. 8K is overkill. You record in 4K, and what you do is that you can extract photos from that. So in other words, for every video you take, even while panning the camera, you could extract a photo from that. Now, here what happened during that symposium. During that symposium now, here the hardest. If you record 2 days of activities, let us say that's 16 hours, all that could be recorded into one computer system that does the editing live, meaning that you're switching cameras live, you're putting your lower thirds live, and if you have any cutting to do, it is recorded on a timeline and you just cut a piece. Justin, you hear me? Justin?
That's facts.
Is that facts or not?
Facts.
Right. So Justin is familiar with, I am familiar with that. So if you record 16 hours, how the hell all you pay 200,000? How the hell you can pay that? That does not require more than a maximum. Even if you did not record it on a system where it was edited live, in less than 24 to 48 hours, you could edit down that whole thing. This is madness. $200,000. Meals for the Secretariat, 50,000. Coordinator for the National Secretariat, 30,000. And a contingency amount of 300,000, which may or may not have been used. Imagine 300,000. You don't know here. 300,000, but we don't know if it's used. But we got to tell if it's used. But it might not have been used. I'm telling you. Anyway. Thank God I drink my cure before I start this program. Yes, otherwise all not about Savin. Anyway, I'm going to give you 2 numbers now, and those 2 numbers are on the screen because people have been quarreling with me that they cannot get through. And as I said before, if you have not started using cures yet, start using it now. You see that number? You're going to call that number right now, 375-1100 and 299-6263. Those 2 numbers, you're calling those 2 numbers now. Somebody could take your call and they will deliver for free. Now, this is not no jumbie water like I tell you. Some people, imagine you driving on the side road and a man selling you a bottle of water for $5. For $6, you are getting a water that has tremendous health benefits and is not no foo-foo. Now, here what's happening. Let me go through 1 or 2 slides. I just want to show you something here. Right? This is from J. Kisoon. Right? We built a bedroom and bath downstairs. As my mother-in-law could not walk the 22 stairs going from 22 stairs to get to the room she lived in for 44 years. After going from doctor to doctor, we decided to try the cure water you advertised. And in less than a month, she is having little difficulty climbing the stairs. In fact, she has more energy and her skin is glowing. I never in my life thought that a water could do this. Now I am also drinking 2 bottles a day. Thank you very much. This is a photo that was sent to me as well. What's the difference? After using cure for 2 weeks, I told people that those people who have psoriasis, those people who have skin problems, etc. What's the big difference, someone? In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Look how that thing was scale and black up, and watch out the difference, how it started to revive the skin. The skin started to get alive again. Right? People buying a set of thing and believing in a set of rubbish. This is oxygenated water. Last week I showed you how the benefits for this now. Here we go. Shingles be gone. I am picky when it comes to water, and this is on, by the way, everything I'm showing you here, you could go on trustpilot.com and read these reviews. Cure has a 90-something% review. You don't get that on something that is rubbish and bogus. You will get people saying it's rubbish. Look at some of this. I am picky when it comes to water. Cure has no taste. It's perfect. My mother had shingles. Normally a virus that lasts quite some time. I ordered a few cases and that's all she drank. She stopped taking Lyrica by the third week and continued with cure. It cleared up within 4.5 weeks. Was fortunate enough to meet one of the people from behind this amazing water. I was given samples and have used them along with my wife, who suffers from migraine and fatigue following a stroke 10 years ago, especially for people who have heart issues and heart disease and who had aneurysms and all these things. Since only drinking this water, my wife has not suffered as before with fatigue, migraines, actually sleeping better as well. Myself, I work nights, 12-hour shifts, and normally suffer with fatigue after a couple of nights and lack of get up and go. Well, after only drinking cure water for a couple of days, I have more energy and feel better all around, sleeping better as well. And we could go on again, right? Let's go to the other side. I have now been using Cure Oxygen Water for almost 2 months. I have noticed many positive benefits in my energy levels as I run a very busy chiropractic clinic. Our chiropractic team are all on the water and they will not drink anything else. We are going again. Cure has improved my life. I've been drinking my Cure Oxygen Water every day for the past 3 months, and I've noticed some really significant changes. The first major one I noticed was on day 5 of drinking Cure Oxygen. My skin looked the healthiest it has been in years. I received several compliments. The second major change I've noticed in my menstrual cycles have really improved for the better since being on Cure. All my life, I have suffered with severe and painful period cramps and nasty headaches every month at the time of my cycle. I always have to reach for painkillers to just get through my cycle. But on my last 2-month cycle, since drinking Cure Oxygen, I have had 0 headaches and 0 period cramps, right? Which has meant that I have not to take any painkillers whatsoever for the first time in my life. This is just amazing. Come back to me, guys. Just tell my partner, Moody, you would not get this benefit. Right? You may get all the other benefits, but that last one, you mightn't get it. So, for those of you right now, you're suffering with joint pain, you have problem, you had a stroke, you're recovering from COVID and you're winded, you see that number because every day, every night, people call me until 11 o'clock to order this because thousands of cases moving out. Call that number now, 375-1100, 299-6263. Call the number now and order and they will deliver free. If you cannot get you on the phone lines because it is busy, WhatsApp the number and they will get back to you and they will organize to put things in place. As I said before, I use this myself. People have asked me how I have so much energy. Well, this is one of the products I use. This is the main product I use because there's nothing that this does that could harm you except introduce more oxygen and causes your blood to flow. Like here what happening. The Uriah Butler Highway from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. But after 2 p.m. is when you stop using it. That's when the traffic starts. All right, so give them a buzz and let them organize and send your delivery. As well as if you're not getting through with WhatsApp or with the phone numbers, just simply WhatsApp me at 684-4762. Guys, could you put up my number, please? 684-4762. All right, so let's go again now. We are moving again. Oh, yes. All footballers, get ready. Get ready. The Cure Oxygen and Brilliant Football League Baraka Ground Shogunas starts on May the 27th. And the goal size would be bigger than the small goal. It's about hockey size. And you will be making the rules. You will decide what rules you want. For those of you who would like to participate in this football league, 684-4762. WhatsApp me at 684-4762. And of course, I would just like to offer condolences to my friend Faizi. His wife passed away from San Francisco. Faizi has always been there for us, and may God, grant his wife, Jannatul Firdaus. And inshallah, as Muslims, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. Verily, from God we came, and to him is our eventual return. Faizi boy, I know this is a difficult period for you, and of course, this is something that nobody gets over, whether it's in the short term or the long term. And, I'll come up and I'll see you. And, I know now is a difficult period for you, so I'll come up sometime next week and pay you a visit, God willing. Let me just welcome Extra Care to this segment. Of course, Extra Care, I don't have to tell them again because it's Boss products. Everything that they have is good. Just look for the brand. That is all I do now. Don't ask no question. If all you want a fragrance booster, just look for the brand. Glass cleaner, look for the brand. Carpet deodorizer, just look for the brand. Don't do nothing else again. All right? So guys, what we're going to do is let's open up the phone. We have any more slides, by the way, or that's it? Oh, yeah. This is how they're giving you things now, you know. $40 you're paying for this and you get half bag. All right? Now, I purchased some conkles the other day, and boy, let me tell you something. You see with Lay's chips, Frito-Lay's? Frito-Lay's is one of the biggest rip-off companies that have in worldwide. Because anytime you open a pack of Frito-Lay's, you swear to God that the brother of Frito-Lay's is airbag. Because mostly what you're getting is air. Right? I mean, oh God, I'll give you a break now, boy. Let's go again, guys. Yeah, let's run through slides. Let's go. Oh, yes. Here we go. With the murder toll now at 211, the Prime Minister said he's concerned that some of the measures in place to curb crime are failing. It's failing because you decided that you did not want the commissioner who was working. You shouldn't be surprised at nothing because you is the one while he contributing. You going to play golf. So don't talk about where you're surprised this and that. Give me a break. Let's go again, guys. Right? Pull back up. No, pull back up that same slide. Right? Speaking at a media news conference, the Prime Minister's original official residence, St. Anne's on Tuesday, Dr. Rowley said despite this, the country should be thankful for the efforts. Imagine, we have to be thankful for failure. This man had to be some kind of special clown. Boy. You had to be some kind of special clown. We must be grateful for failure. Something wrong with you or what? That is not normal, boy. So you congratulating a man who built your house and the house fall down. You're congratulating a man who just now get a license and crash into your driveway. You're congratulating a man who just thief your vehicle, who just rob you. Things gone through. Were you talking about what planet you living in, boy? Something wrong with you or what? Pull that back up again. Ask if the systems in place were failing. Rowley said, some things are failing. Yes, like you, Prime Minister. You are one of the biggest failures in the whole of the Caribbean. In fact, in the whole of the Western Hemisphere. And I make no apologies for that because that is my thinking of you. I consider you one of the biggest failure as a Prime Minister in the history of this country. You will go down as the biggest baby this country has ever seen. Let's go again. Ask if the systems in place were failing. Rowley said some things are failing. We have to find out what is failing and where the failure is. You had to be stupid. You had to be dotish. You had to be dunce not to know what failing. You have a Minister of National Security talking about 264 points of entry. Ask him how much he stopped, how much he cork. None. And you wondering what failing? You're going to put a man who is a failure and you wondering why it's failing. Oh, you can't be that stupid, boy. All you really can't be that stupid. That is like I don't know, like you have to be from Mars not to know that is dotish. If you you're running a company, okay? They break this down. I'm breaking this down for people who can't understand simple thing. You have a company, you're selling snow cone, right? Your company business doing well. You're selling 1,000 snow cone every month. Boom. You decide, well, here what happening, I'm retiring. I'm going to hire a manager, like a prime minister, to run my snow cone business. After 1 month, 25% sales drop. Now, this is a company I'm running for 10 years, every month making a profit. Next month, reduce sales again, 55% in sales. Gone. Well, you're making. Next thing you know, you're down to 25%. And the man who you put in charge saying and telling you that here what happening now, he don't know what's going on. This is exactly what's going on with the Prime Minister of this country. Since he took over, and I said before, I was one of those that supported him in 2015, but after that I did not even bother to even vote because I realized that the man was turning into a megalomaniac, completely different from what he promised. And right now, he has dictatorial tendencies. Which is glaring. And this is why I said it before and I'll say it again. I spend money to put you in power. And I go and spend real money to take you out of power, brother man. That is me, right? Legally, through the democratic process. Here what's happening. Because this country cannot afford to have you as Prime Minister much longer. Otherwise, it's Venezuela status we are getting. Let's go again, guys. This is how things look with the new car dealers. This is the amount of cars. I can't even get foreign exchange to bring down one. And these nasty, stinking, dirty people at the bank giving their friends and family millions of dollars. And I, the person who come back to me, I was the first person to register for a used car. I can't even get foreign exchange. But, new car dealers can bring in unlimited. Right? Anything you bring in use is dog, you're second class. But you know what? Where's the email, guys? There's an email that I sent to the bank, to Republic Bank, and this was sent since January. Right? Since January. Good morning. Need USD to pay this invoice. And I send the invoice to the bank since January. The invoice was $12,500. Up to now, I cannot pay that invoice. And all you're telling me that this place is stink and dirty and nasty and wicked with what is going on, and it have people who go in the bank and get millions of dollars, while others had to suffer. And we don't have a problem with that. And we sitting down while our businesses being destroyed, while we are being discriminated against, and here what happening, we sitting down and taking it, and this is government approved discrimination, where they talk to friends in the bank and they tell the bank, don't give he no US, no this one, no that one, pressure them. Yeah, this is where we reach. This is where we reach. Yeah, go ahead, do that, and let it ring in the arm. Let it ring here for me, please. I was now trying to get Mr. Roddy Batchersing. Now the allegation is, based on documents passed on to me, that Mr. Roddy Batchersing, who is a board member of VEMCOT, allegedly owes money to VEMCOT for repairs and servicing. And it's not for his vehicle alone. Allegedly, it's for a family member as well. And the last figure that was sent to me is about 80-something thousand. Now, what happened is that Mr. Batchersing, wait, let me see if I get it here. Hold on. I just want to check something here. Here we go. Just now, here we go. Let me see. Right. I'm trying to get. Oh, here we go.
Sorry to call you so late, boss. I see your message in late, but I wanted to say I had your number saved and all kind of thing, man.
Mr. Batchersing, how are you? Right. Now, this is a conversation that I had with Mr. Batchersing, who contacted me as soon as I questioned him about these monies owed. Right? I questioned him about, say, Mr. Batchersing, X, Y, and Z. He promised to call me the next day and never did, because I sought clarification from Mr. Batchersing. And could we get his photo, please? Right? We have a photo of him, right? Could we zoom in a little bit, please? Right? And this is Mr. Batchersing here. And Mr. Batchersing, who is on the board of VEMCOT, told me that he would get back to me the next day and never did, because I had a few questions that I wanted to ask him in relation to the allegations. If the allegations are indeed fact, based on the documents presented to me, that he and a member of his family owe Vemcott tens of thousands of dollars, which has not been paid off as yet, and he is a board member. So, Mr. Bacha Singh, I'm giving you the opportunity now to contact me via my cell number and clarify. Right, 6844-762. I'm going to open it up now for you to call me and talk to me and let me know. Let me see. Right. So, Mr. Bacha Singh, that's my number on the screen. Call me and clarify, please, because what happens is that I want to be able to at least hear your side of the story, Mr. Bacha Singh. And if it is indeed fact that you do owe Vemcott and have been owing Vemcott, my dear friend, you need to step down immediately, because that takes away the credibility for someone who should be on a board, whether we like it or not. And the question is, how long have you been owing Vemcott, and how long have your family member been owing Vemcott? Allegedly tens of thousands of dollars. So, Mr. Bacha Singh, I ain't getting no call from you as yet. So, let me see. I just saw somebody trying to call me all the time. I just saw, hold on. Yeah, hello? Hello? Okay, right. You so stupid, you can't see me on air, but you're trying to call me. Ugh. Right. Good. So, Mr. Bacha Singh, I guess you want to call me, so what I'm going to tell you. Anyway. Right, okay. People sending through their orders for cure through me. Guys, could we, well, after this, I don't want to put it up on this side. Right, so, right. What happens is that it's at different prices at different supermarkets and different places. Right, the cure water, for those of you who want it, contact SM Jalil, or you could purchase some extra foods. The supermarkets now getting the specials, so please contact them, because messages still coming to me. Guys, could we put that number for people to contact SM Jalil directly, please? The lower third. Give me that lower third, please. Right, 299-6263 or 375-1100. Call the number now or WhatsApp message them, please. I mean, whatever messages I get tonight, I will still forward to them. But people tell me that they're not getting through with the calls. So please, WhatsApp them as well too, please. All right? And we'll take it from there. Let me just welcome our good friends, Miran. And Miran have such... All right, you can remove the lower third now, guys. Thank you. Miran has such a wide selection. Next week, we will break down some of the things that Miran have in terms of the quality and the pricing. Now, let me tell you how the wholesale and retail market works. The Miran brand approaches company that does manufacturing. For example, they purchase some of the high-end corned beef, and what they do, they tell them, we want our brand on it. Or the rice, or the mackerel, or the sardines, or whatever. That same brand or product, that same product that you're getting in another can, you're paying $21 for. And Miran, you're paying $18 and $17 for, and it's the same exact thing. So, all you know what to do, 744-5555 if you want wholesale or retail inquiries. My God, it is 25 after 9. Open up the phone lines now, fellas. No. Oh, yeah, last slide. Let's run through the last slide. This is Ricardo Guerra, missing since April, right, of this year. And of course, that is our friends from the Hunter Search and Rescue, going through certain things. And it is sad that this young man who had Down syndrome, it is alleged that he was found, well, apparently murdered. And no one is safe in this country. The blind, the hearing impaired, the physically disabled, you name it, no one is safe. And then my boy wondering why we have problems. Anyway, we'll open up our phone lines now and we'll take a few calls. Remember, when you call in, turn down the volume on your television. You know, one question I want to ask tonight is that the people who support PNM, why you still support PNM? Because I don't know what's going on in that head all one, that all could still do what they're doing. I really don't know. So let me see if we're going to get anybody who willing to challenge that. Right, guys? Let me know when we should through that call, please. So I'm waiting right now. I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me why it is you're continuing to support the PNM. Tell me why. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good day.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Calling from Tobago.
Hello?
Calling from Tobago.
Yes, Pedibu, go ahead.
I don't know why Ishmael did something else. I don't know why he embarrassed me, stuff like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, you don't know why I'm embarrassing myself like that? No, I could pay my bills. I don't have to depend on an agency, house, or wait 25 years like some of you who support PNM. The reality of it is that, the sad reality of it is that one would hope that if you've been waiting 25 years for a house, that something is wrong, not with the agency, but something with you. Because if your condition has not changed, it means that you are stuck with the PNM mentality. And that is the sad reality of it. But as I said before, the embarrassment is not me. The embarrassment is your Prime Minister. And it is interesting to note that they refuse to call. I am only taking calls from supporters of the PNM, and I want to know why it is you continue to support this nonsense. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night.
And Sharon, what I want to say, I live in the West, and they came up and put a traffic light that is causing a set of traffic on an evening to get home, and I don't see the traffic light. It's like if you're heading from either the West and you're cutting off to go to Carnage. It is making no sense whatsoever, and I don't know what that traffic light is doing there.
What is the exact location of the traffic light?
Waste of time.
Where exactly is the traffic light located?
Just before you reach West Mall. Right there by Cocorito, like you're going to the West.
But
so it's cutting off by Carnage if you have to go to Carnage, and if you have to go Digo Martin to Pity Valley. It's make no sense. If you see the traffic on an evening now, what they put a traffic light there for, I don't know. The traffic is not flowing as before.
Well, you see, that is the ministry and a lot of the engineers. One is a dotish to the max. Thank you very much, caller. We hope some semblance of sense prevails and somebody do something about it. Let's go again. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, good night, John.
Good night.
If the gentleman say you're embarrassing, you say, why look at the program?
No, because you remember the neighbor probably leave the curtain open. And he probably hearing it from the neighbor, because people, let me tell you something, many of those people who will call, the PNM paying the electricity bill, the water rate, the telephone bill, the cable, everything is free, you know. So the neighbor, he probably watching TV by the neighbor.
Okay, on the next note too. I think somebody need to go and investigate the Tunapuna Regional Corporation, you know.
But I called for that. I called for that in Bamboo. A private drain was built, and I asked Kwesi 100 times who paid for that drain and if they were responsible. And Kwesi never answered. A road was built in Bamboo for political supporters. You had asked Khadija and the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation about that. A road that leads to nowhere while we getting pothole. So I agree with you.
The same chairman getting traveling allowance for certain areas that he's supposed to go and visit, and he sits in that office and just collect that amount of money and don't move a foot.
No, I have no proof of that. But the fact is that at the end of the day, my phone lines are there for him to call in and rebut what you're saying. Because at the end of the day, for me, I see he just be posing up and he that is happening. But I notice he get a little chubbier than normal. Because the last photo I see, he looking nice and long.
They like to show up, you know.
Eh?
That is the PNM people, they like to show up themselves.
But that is the selfie king, boy. That man taking out selfie almost every day.
Okay, good night.
Okay, then, thanks a lot. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning. Good night.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, good evening, Enchan.
Good evening.
Enchan, I call you from Tobago.
Right.
One of the greatest investments in Tobago right now is Keith Rowley. And I don't have an idea why he and Watson Duke enjoying together on a former party.
You're breaking up really badly.
Yeah, I say I don't understand why he and Watson Duke enjoying together on a former party. because they've encountered the same crowds.
Well, you see, at the end of the day, it's not a matter of a new party or this one with that. You see, we have become so entrenched in voting race, and we have become so divided. As I told someone this evening, he agreed with me. Another pundit that I was speaking to before my program, and he said he was one of Kamala's biggest supporters, and now he wants Kamala out, and he said Kamala needs to realize that she is one of the reasons why we are here today, because it is one of the worst opposition. Because when you look at it, imagine we are big hardback man with makeup on his face, going and squealing like a little rat in parliament. And that is representation. That is the people we have in parliament. Ole, give me a break now, man. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hello. I'm calling from Tobago.
Yes, Tobago.
Yeah, how can we get the water? How can we get the water?
The water, there should be agents in Tobago, but you see the same number, I give it there. Call that number tomorrow, and they will tell you where you can get it in Tobago, all right?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. And like I tell you, for those of you who just, could we show the photos of the before and after? And this is real, untouched photographs of, photos sent to me. Take a look at it. 2 weeks ago, after using cure for 2 weeks, what's the difference? For those of you who have diabetic problems, get it, buy it, right? At the end of the day, try it for a month, you have nothing to lose. Let's go again, guys. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Ishmael, I can't make out that thing you're showing up there with the water. That picture you're showing there. What part of the body that is?
Okay, watch it carefully. That is the hand. If you watch the hand, if you watch the person's hand, it's like this. Watch.
Right. Okay.
You see the knuckle?
Okay.
Watch
right,
it.
okay, thanks.
Come back to me. You see,
I
watch.
can't figure it out. But okay, what I want to find out.
Like that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
What will we do? You don't want knuckles out. Yeah,
no, I mean that, you know what I mean? But I couldn't understand it. Okay, and okay. You're expecting, you open up the lines, expecting to get some calls from Tobago.
No, but not Tobago. I want callers from people who supporting this government. Tell me why, because, I open my eyes so big and I still can't find reason.
Yeah. So, So, what it is I want to say is that
listen to your telephone. Don't listen to your TV.
Support that change. That change from Tobago.
Right.
Oh, that's now. Oh, the feedback. Okay, the change from Tobago. What Tobagoans do there is the best thing I ever experienced in my life in coming up.
Yes.
It's the best thing I ever experienced. And as you know, Stoke Franklin, Africans, they call in, it doesn't talk nothing more PDP at all. And PDP is the best because they have no risk. And the gentlemen say that them Indian brothers and them opening up the temple and this and that and business running as usual in Tobago, inshallah. So, you understand? So
no, but every religion, remember, every religion should be able to practice the way they want.
Yeah, but I know, but I'm just showing a point. So, you know that let them talk about PDP, the third party, let them talk, especially the African people. I know racists. Let them talk about, let me see, let them talk about that. Have a good night.
Thank you very much, caller. No, but what is that at the end of the day, PDP has its faults. So whatever they call now, they have their faults. But at the end of the day, I hope that they can recover and do what they have to do. My friends, this is where we have to hold it off because we are literally out of time. And what happens is that while I am talking to you, my phone is still messaging like crazy. And, okay. Someone is saying, Salam Zinshan, you are 100% right. UNC, no kind of protest. PNM paying for all expenses of their supporters. The sad reality of it is that plenty. All right, so this is where we have to end it off. And just a reminder, for those of you who would like to get the Cure Water, this is the number that you're going to contact, 375-1100 or 299-6263. Call those numbers now. And of course, like I said before, for those people who have problems with breathing, for those people who are diabetic, for those people who just want to re-energize, for those people who work in the gyms, and instead of that rubbish that they put into the system, this is something that will keep you energized, right? So call that number now, and if you don't get through, WhatsApp the number for free, absolutely free delivery. All right, so this is where I have to end it off. And don't forget, if you would like to get involved with our football tournament, WhatsApp me, guys. Can I get the number there? 684-4762. All right, so organize and make sure and contact me. All right, so folks, this is where I have to. Oh, and by the way, the shipment that I had with the chairs, it got delayed a bit. And one is that we are getting it by Monday. I humbly apologize for that. Because a large amount of you call asking when we're getting it. So by Monday, all right? And don't forget, we brought in our, it's 2 containers of PVC board that we use. We use it on some kitchen cabinets at Baraka Grounds, and amazed at the quality. So if you're still, and by the way, that 440 price, we have it for other people, have it for $600 and $695. And this is grade A. So if you're into woodworking, signage and all that, check us out for your PVC board in bamboo number 2. All right, so folks, this is where I have to head out and organize. So God bless you. And this is where I have to bid you farewell. So I'll see you at Brilliant or Baraka Grounds this weekend. And if you are a professional Polori maker and looking for a job and you reside somewhere in Chaguanas, contact me. I'm doing some interviews on Friday, 684-4762. That's 684-4762, right? So for those of you contacting me via WhatsApp early on, just contact me again tomorrow and I will arrange for you to do an interview, right? So take care and God bless you, and I will catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. There's a repeat of this program on Saturday at 9 p.m. All right, so take care. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.